Hi and welcome to my channel. My name is Marlies, also known as Marley Design, and today I am going to show you my second Halloween journal that I have created for the Tim Holtz Halloween release 2024. And yeah, let's start right away. This is my cover of my second journal. And I had so much fun creating this. I was in doubt at first because of course we are talking about a journal, and can you make some kind of a scenery on top of that? Because yeah, books, albums and journals are most of the time on the cover they are flat, or as flat as possible. But there are so many 3D items, very beautiful items in the Ideology release, and I really wanted to make a cute little scenery. And you can definitely do that on a journal like this. So let me tell you a little bit about it. Most obvious is that I used a portrait, a doll's portrait, as a focal point. I backed this lady up with a piece of black paper. On top of the lady there is a transparency, like a shattered window. Around her I have built a frame with the baseboards. And these baseboards look like, like wooden shelves, or you could say a wooden plank. And I made it and turned it into a frame. The frame is a little bit more roughened up, you know, I did some sanding, I have added some sellotape on top, and then underneath here I made a wooden shelf and a wooden plank that will go across the journal. On this wooden plank I have created 3 spots with the Ideology nails, so I would have a hanging spot for the key and the lock. Then this is my scenery on the wooden shelf. You can see some of the candles, Halloween candy, bouquet flowers, a piece of bone. Back in the corner I have some baubles. This is a standard, and on top I have created some mummy cloth, moss and one of the new skulls. And in between all these items there is some darker moss and some mummy cloth. Then on top of the frame I have chosen the word weird. These are the new typography letters. I stained them a bit, placed them on top, and then decorated this on the sides with some moss and bouquet flowers. As a closure I have a simple bow created with some crinkle ribbon. Now let's check out the inside. This is the first view when you open the journal. So on this side I have created a small pocket with a piece of ephemera and some sellotape. Then this is inside of the pocket. A little embellishment that you can open by removing the paper clip and the clip. The boy is out of one of the collage strips. I gave him a little mask, and instead of his eyes I have used the small screw heads. I gave him some moth wings, a little piece of ephemera, some sellotape, one of the classic labels from Tim Holtz with a remnant drop, and then when you slide them apart you have 2 pieces. This is a journal card, and here I have a little decorative insert, which we can open like this. And then I have another card. This is one of the ephemera pieces. There's a little butterfly on top with a mask, some sellotape, and on the top I have created an eyelet with multiple pieces of string, the little dangly thing number 13, and a small leftover piece of, a piece of ephemera with a staple through it. Now let's take a closer look on the left page. I have used one of the paper dolls, the Halloween paper dolls, and instead of using, let's say her normal head, I gave her a skull head and a head on top of that. In her hands she holds a little butterfly, and I've created a little collage behind her, and then here in the bottom corner I've created, let's say, a little nest with a crow on top of it, and he is looking at the sign 31. I tried to add all small kinds of details like this little label, and this is a classic label from Tim Holtz. And then inside the pocket I have created this insert. Beautiful backdrop papers, beautiful pieces of ephemera, the transparent moth on top. Inside of this insert I have some little pieces of ephemera, also with sellotape, leftover piece of numbers that I have stapled down. And you can even see I have used a piece of transparency, a leftover piece, that came out of the shattered windows. I have added a small little tag. I also did some staining on all of those papers. And the last piece is a playing card. And I really like this side especially. I have created these with the stickers out of the different kind of Halloween sticker books from Tim Holtz from the last years. The back of this insert contains an extra pocket where you can keep some memories, photos or letters, and I have decorated the side with some postal stamps. I have opened up the journal in total and this is the total overview. I just showed you this page and I have tried to create a matching look on this page as well. But for this page I have used a male doll, again added a skull instead of his head, and he is wearing a witch hat on his head. Behind him are some pieces of ephemera. On his hand there is a crow. I have added little pieces of detail like this label and a remnant wrap on top. You can also see some pieces of sellotape. And there's one thing that I did not tell you when I showed you the other page. On top of this page there is a transparency, and that is why you see this shattered piece of, let's say, window. And that is also what I used on this lady. Then inside this right pocket I have this little embellishment. I took a larger piece out of the ephemera pack, added some smaller pieces of ephemera here on top, on the bottom, and totally on top. I have repeated the edge with the skulls, and I have added some funny details like the mask on top of the moth and the head in the corner of the ephemera piece. And this is the back side. Aren't these stickers super cool? So I used a lady and I used a man. So this is Anita Shovel and this is Phil Dirt. I both gave them their own shake well before using, and for external use only pieces of ephemera. There is a bit of staining on top of this piece, and I also did a bit of splattering with black acrylic paint. And let's take a closer look on this middle section. In this accordion folio you will have this flap attached on this bottom piece. I have decorated it with some of the collage strips, made a nice little cluster or collage on top with one of the portrait dolls. I gave him some bat wings, the transparent bat wings, added some smaller pieces of ephemera, and then you will have this crow on top of here, and his beak is exactly in his left eye, poking his eye out. And then this is the insert that is inside of the pocket. It is the accordion shaped paper that comes with this folio. That is also the reason why it is called accordion folio, and normally it would be like a long strip which folds in an accordion, but I did not use it that way. I glued some of the backdrops on the front and also on the back, and then stitched along all sides to close this insert. And now you have different kind of pockets that you can fill with beautiful ephemera, and that is what I did. Now let me show you some pieces. And now that all the ephemera pieces are out, you have a better understanding on how the accordion piece of paper will look when you stitch everything together. And now that my total insert is out, you can also see what I did in the background. I have covered the inside of this accordion folio with the new Ideaology Halloween collage sheets. And that means I have showed you the total view of the inside and all my pieces of ephemera and details. So now I can close up my journal again. And that was already it for today's video. I hope you liked my flip through and got some inspiration out of it, maybe some new ideas to get started yourself. And it doesn't have to be a journal for yourself right away. You can take all the sections that I have showed you in this video, you can make them all in single pages and create like a card or a loose insert for a journal. Or for example, like I have showed you the front, you could easily make this on, for example, an etc tag or on top of a box. So just take the elements from this video that you like and give it your own twist. For the ones who want to know where you can buy all the new materials from the Tim Holtz Halloween release 2024, I will put the link in the description box below. Also in the description box you can check out all my social links so you can follow me and check out me and my work. For the Dutchies among us, I will also put a link in my description box for a Dutch store where you can buy these supplies. And that will be doeading. Now that I've showed you my whole journal, it is time to wrap this video up. Thank you for watching and spending time on my channel. Hope to see you soon. Bye!